mean, this body is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's worse.
It's a piece of nothing, man. But let me just get this preset, if you don't mind. Right, so this is right here, 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9, in the GNT version. It seems to me that God has put us who bear his message on stage in a theater in which no one wants to buy a ticket. Now look, no one's here trying to see this performance, man. What's wrong with you people? Shit.
They're just NPCs, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bunch of bots.
Professional actors up here, pros.
Don't we look
right?
good enough for you,
Hollywood stars.
Rather watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
No one want to come up here and watch all this. So it says, on stage in a theater in which no one wants to buy a ticket, where something everyone stands around. Sorry. Messed up.
I think it's the water in the phone that's causing it.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
So you gotta protect your gadgets, man. You don't know when you can replace them.
So it says, where something everyone stands around and stares at, like an accident in the streets. Yeah. Everyone looking at us crazy. Like, what's this about? So it says, we're the Messiah's misfits. You might be sure of yourselves, but we live in the midst of frailties and uncertainties. You might be well thought of by others, but we're mostly kicked around. Much of the time, we don't have enough to eat. We wear patched and threadbare clothes. We get doors slammed in our faces. And we pick up odd jobs anywhere we can to eke out a living. When they call us names, we say, God bless you. Yeah, so this is the life that brothers in the truth are living.
What's the mean that part was this when they call God, they say God bless you, what do you mean by that?
So when they
Turn
call
down
us
the cheek.
names, when they disrespect us, we turn around and say, may the Most High bless you.
But that's about Israelites, right? Not Jews.
Right, so when our people curse us
That
out,
has to be Israelites.
right, when even people in the world, when they curse us out, we say, God bless you. Why? Because in our mind, we're thinking, he might be an Israelite though. He might be part of the elect. You know what I'm saying? You never know who a man might is.
Wishing good upon
Right, exactly. Why? Because we know that the Lord, if we take vengeance of ourselves, the Most High are going to do what? Okay? So we always have to move carefully how we move in this time we're in them. So the main part, says, Salaka, says, we're the Messiah's misfits. You might be sure of yourselves, but we live in the midst of frailties and uncertainties. Why? Because we gave up everything. My days, this phone is so sensitive. Right, so it says, much of the time we don't have enough to eat.
There's tissue there still.
Right, but in verse 12 it says, and we pick up odd jobs anywhere we can to eke out a living. And I can relate so much to that, boy. Right? Because when you can remember, you gave up everything,
right.
You gave up the whole world for this truth. But when I first heard this truth, man, I dropped out of uni, I did all that, man. I was like, damn, the Lord gonna come this year. But now what? Now I'm talking about what, like 16, going on 17 years now. I'm still here, working these little shitty jobs.
I know brothers that are still in the truth now. When they, years back, they started maxing out their credit cards.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
They thought that was the end. It's like, hey, fuck it, I'm spending.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Crazy. And that time didn't come. Going back to what do you say? Rarely do we guess alright.
Yeah, really. See, there you go. Really, because you're guessing when the Lord will come back. Yeah, because the elder apostles, they're known for saying this could be the year. This is the judgment year. You know what I'm saying? You know, back in the day,
Yeah.
when they used to sit in their living room, there's an end of the world at the back of their thing, right? They would have put, this could be the year, man. This could be the year we get out of here. And I was like, damn. Drop out of uni, disappointed all my family, I didn't care. But now that I look back, I look back and talk about 15 years, 16 years before, I probably wish that I probably could have stayed in university, finished that off, get a nice job so I can have money, so I have to keep, you know. But you know, it's all the Lord, man.
It was determined from, it was already determined you was going to drop out of uni.
You know, yeah,
It
so.
was already ordained.
But
let
hey,
me grab this. Let me grab this real quick. GNT. Let me see if I can find it.
if you had stayed there, so lucky. If you had stayed, done the uni thing, you'd have probably married an Edomite, moved to Hampshire, and get arranged.
Arranged marriage. You
No,
want to push Edomites.
no one's getting fed, no one's getting saved out here. Like, god damn.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 in the GNT. It says everything that happens was already determined long ago.
Oh.
And we all know that you cannot argue with someone who is stronger than you. So I read it again. Everything that happens was already determined long ago. And that cuts free will. These things were determined before we was born. Before we was in our mother's womb. Right? These things were already, we're just acting it out.
Premeditated.
The dropping out of uni, losing your job, turning up late to the plot. It was already determined.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly ordained path for each and every one of us. Nothing is by fluke. And when you try to go outside that, all you're doing is forcing the course of the river, and it always ends out bad.
Precept.
That's why we're meant to what? Flow in the Holy Spirit, or bear our cross, put our yoke on, put on the yoke of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
These things, you're gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if remember when GMS was saying how back in the day in the year 2000, they thought the world was gonna end because the Y2K thing, and a lot of brothers, they literally like after the 2000 thing didn't happen,
dropped out.
A lot dropped out. A lot dropped out.
Yeah. So let me get this. When
I got a precept up.
oh, go on, bring it out.
So 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 37. It says, by measure have he measured the times. Right? So Yahweh, you know what I mean, is in control of this shit. Right? He's the one overseeing this. It says, and by number have he numbered the times, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Right? So everything has been organized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Esau's world has to finish for the kingdom of heaven to now move in. He can't mix the good with the bad. Right? If not, you're gonna get good bad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a gray area. You know what I'm saying? Same way as like obviously people are thinking at the end of the times were coming before. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it wasn't to be then because the elects weren't sealed. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? If it ended, it would have came back again. You know what I mean? Like to seal it, and then that would have took like forever. You know what I'm saying? So everything is all in the Most High's appointed time.
Yeah. But you know, everything happens for a reason, you know. Right. Once it's done, it's done. You move forward. But this is Sirach 32, verse 19. Do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not. Yeah, so once you made that decision, don't let it repent you. Right? Because there's probably a reason why the Most High put that spirit upon you to make that decision. Right? Or make that mistake. Because they're not for all making mistakes. Why? Because you learn from them. You grow. Now you understand that's why it's important not to do that.
Right.
That's why it's important not to do this. Man, if you lived your whole life making no mistakes, you don't learn anything. And how beautiful it is to learn something.
You don't fail. You never fail. You never fail in life. Like, just
But that's bad. Because it's like you haven't learned why it's wrong to do something.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know. Say if you passed and everything, right?
Yeah.
But you never knew the effect it is to make a mistake.
Yeah.
So it's like now you understand the importance of why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because you've already experienced it.
Yeah.
You've already made that mistake. If you kept passing and everything, you don't know what it's like to make a mistake.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to make mistakes.
Yes.
So now you're proud now. Now you're looking down at everybody that's making mistakes. You've had nothing there to humble you. So that's the problem with being perfect. You think you don't know, you have had nothing there to humble you. Making mistakes humbles you, makes you a beautiful person. The most beautiful people in life are usually the people that have made the most mistakes. They can sit you down and tell you about all the mistakes they made. You know?
Salaka, and Donald Trump, when he started his first business, he was given an upfront of $1 million by his parents. He don't know nothing about how hard it is to be a so-called black man.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He's never known that. That's why he can open his mouth and say, oh,
You can
these
talk
guys,
talk all that shit.
yeah, these guys need to get deported and all of this.
You see this Charlie Kirk?
Right.
Everybody's, even our own people are advocating for this guy because he might say a lot of things that are because Jake in the world they think earthly, they think worldly, so they'll say, oh, he did say a lot of truthful things like so-called blacks that take responsibility of their families. They don't take responsibility of their communities. Right? We don't take any accountability. He was blaming white people for everything. So to a degree, he said some truthful things. Okay, but I'm looking at him. I'm like, bro, like, do you know what it's like to even be a nigga like? For you to be criticizing us? Have you been in our shoes, like, and everything like that? But got this line back on what you were saying is true. A lot of these so-called white people walking around, you don't know what it's like to live in the projects, man.
They don't know struggle.
You there looking down on people. Look at you, you clown. You gotta know what it's like to be in the slums, man. Wait for the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna be in loincloth every day. Every day.
Monday
the only
to
thing that's
Monday.
gonna cover your shame is loincloth.
And that one's gonna be hot. It's gonna be summer every year. We're doing proper hot summer.
You're talking about heat, we're talking about 40 degrees.
No winter, no winter.
Right? You're gonna be in the pits.
Yeah, Khan, just touching on the point where we have to make mistakes in order to learn from them and grow by it, right? Ultimately, the L, we said we take the L, that ultimately that stands for a lesson, right? So this is Sirach chapter 4 and verse 17, right? This is going into wisdom, right? It says, for at first she, talking about wisdom, right, will walk with him by crooked ways, right? You might have heard the truth, but you're still kind of worldly. Yeah. You're still going off in the spirit. You're still smoking weed. You're still doing this and that. That's the wisdom walking with you by crooked ways, right? You still need to be built up in the spirit. You still need to be strengthened, right? It says, for at first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline.
Or your family turning on you. That's scary, man. Because they're threatening you every day. They're going to disown you unless you go back to university and finish off your degree. Talking about, but when they tell you they're going to kick you out of the house, and then it's like, you got to deal with the truth and you got to deal with your family too. Like, goddamn, like,
that's what happened to me.
Fear and dread.
That's what happened to me. I'm gonna move out, man. Yeah, bro, no money.
Yeah, see,
you know what I'm saying? Or what's this gonna do? Imagine you're bringing something, it's like, oh, it's not enough, right? Because you've been putting your time into this truth you found out on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You're on the floor, sleeping on the floor, you're like, bro, what do you mean Christ is black? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, all right, cool. That my time meditating on the word has put my time into not working as much. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally.
But, so but they're not gonna see that because the Lord hasn't opened up their eyes. So again, it's the vexation that you're dealing with. Come on, sis, look.
It says, for at first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her law. So we're all being tried and refined. You gotta go through the fire. Right? You gotta go through a hardship. You have to suffer, right? You have to suffer.
You know you're an Israelite woman, sis? You know you're an Israelite?
Right? You have to be tried. You have to be tormented, right? we're a spectacle.
That's what I'm saying right now, that's you, that verse, you got to take note of that verse. Because wisdom is trying you to see if you're worthy to have it.
I'm literally being tormented. I've
Yeah.
always been saying that, man.
We're all being tormented in one way, shape or form. We're all being tormented. Whether you want to believe that or not, we're all being tormented. Right? So what? That we may learn discipline. Right. And then what? We're worthy of an offering to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. An unspeckled lamb.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we've got to sacrifice certain things of the world. We've got to sacrifice our flesh.
Yep.
Put our mind, put our heart under the yoke of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And until we do that, we're going to continue to be disciplined. And ultimately, that's up until the end. Because that's where, how long we have to endure for.
Yeah.
Even in Jacob's trouble, we're still going to be tormented.
No, of course. Once you're in this flesh, man, once you're in this body, you got to deal with it, man.
I don't understand. How am I supposed to deal with my own inner torment that I've been going through before it even started?
Hey, bro, stop bitching.
So
That's how
we
the
can
Lord,
do
because
all
remember, this truth here serves to make you solid. The word soldier comes from the word solid. Look up the etymology of the word soldier. It literally means solid. So you're gonna have to pattern or discipline your emotions. I know we're all pissed off. I mean, like, you can ventilate to brothers and that, but it gets to a point where the Most High requires you to toughen up, because the times is gonna get worse. So you need to be a man. The Lord is making you a man. Like, you're being perfected. You know, our people in the world, they go gym, they want to better themselves. They want to become, work on themselves. You know, you hear the so-called black woman talk about that. I'm investing in me. I'm investing in me. Right. My nails and spending. Jake talk about, yeah, it's good to spend money on yourself and invest in yourself. Well, when you come to the truth, the Most High allowing you to invest in yourself, right, to better your character, right, discipline, right, emotional regulation. Okay, all these things you're patterning all these things. Discipline. All right, coming out here regularly every week. Some brothers can't do that, which means that to come out here regularly, you need to be healthy in the body, right? You have to be physically fit. So all these things is being trained and worked on. All right, while you're doing something as simple as standing in the street teaching out the Bible. Come on.
Right, as it says, we can do all things through a Mashiach who strengthens us, and that's faith, right? But this is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3 in the NLT. It says, endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Right, that's a good soldier, one who's going to endure the suffering and pretty much not complain about it.
You guys are Israelites. You're God's chosen people.
And this is why you see brothers around the world bring out, and you don't really see them, bringing out the word. Although they're going through all these hardships, like it tells us to endure hardships in the KJV version, you don't see them complaining.
Yeah.
You just see them taking it on the chin, getting licked up, and you think now, because you see that these brothers are stronger than me and this and that, they still going through stuff, but guess what? They're not complaining. They're taking the punishment. Yeah. They're taking the chastisement, and they're just dealing with it.
Yeah, you don't know what a brother's going through, man. Just because they
didn't tell you.
Brothers are going through, bro.
Right, Salaka, just to add on to what you're saying, the lesson basically in the lesson that you were just given to go and endure. Do you know what I'm saying? You're meant to find, in that trial and tribulation, you're meant to find a lesson there. Not bitch through it and find an excuse to say, oh, God is punishing me. Remember, you can't blame God. You know what I mean?
Because God is bringing it upon you.
Right.
He's doing it for a reason. There's a reason why I'm with the Lord. Like how Jacob wrestled the angel. Right, you gotta wrestle in your head with the Lord. This is how you get closer to the Lord.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I've been doing that.
You actually get closer to the Lord, but sometimes the Lord is not going to give you an answer. You just got to deal with it. He gave it to you, now go and deal with it. Right. The Lord's got it under control. Just leave it to Him and just work through it, man. Well, let me get this precept. Matthew 16, verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Right. So it said, let him take up his cross. So it said, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Again, so what a man profit if he gain the whole world
But lose his soul, man.
or lose his own soul, right? But guess what? You lose the world in exchange for what? For your life with the Lord, man. But the main point is that I brought that out was take up your cross, because a cross is like a burden,
Right.
right? And it said here when you read Luke chapter 9, verse 23, and he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Right, so it's a daily struggle. Right, a cross is like a, for example, a burden. And let me get this precept right here.